Nice catch, Colin. Way to start episode 30.
30.
Heckin Cool Dads, episode 30. Honestly, don't know I didn't even think we were going to make it to like 15, and here we are, 30, which bare minimum is 30 weeks. Pretty cool. What'd you bring us to drink since it's not sober October anymore?
Yeah, back on my bullshit. This is Brewdog's Lost Lager, dry hop Pilsner. Thought it looked interesting. A Brewdog beer I've never had before. And I like that it was a 6-pack of Tall Boys.
Yeah. I feel like all these breweries, like Brewdog included, Endeavor, pretty much anything that's anywhere around here, they have so many fucking beers. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I wonder, do they just relabel things? You ever wonder that?
A lot of times they might like tweak I know that's from my brother's brewery that like sometimes like they'll do like an accident or they'll accidentally use a different ingredient or they'll tweak a recipe to try to mitigate something else and it'll shift in total taste. So then they'll just come up with a new beer from that. So a lot of times they're happy accidents, as Bob Ross would put it.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Well, it's pretty good. It tastes like a lager. It's very clean finishing.
Tastes like I expected it to taste.
Yeah, it tastes exactly as I expected it to taste. This is cool.
I will say on Friday night, it took approximately 2.5 beers before I was like tipsy.
Really? Just after a month off the sauce?
After a month, 2.5 beers, and I think by the end of the night, I was just hanging out with my best friend, and by the end of the night, I think I probably had 8 or 9 beers and I was fucking hammered.
Today was that beer mile thing. I didn't do it. My wife did it. So what it is it's a 1 mile race.
Okay.
You start by chugging a beer. You're not allowed to shotgun it. You have to drink it through the mouth hole. So you kill a beer. Yeah, okay. Mouth hole. Because I said mouth hole. Is there, what's the term for that on a can?
Oh. I don't know.
A fucking mouth hole.
Mouth-hole.
Like, I feel like.
Okay, mouth hole works.
Yeah, mouth hole. So you chug that bitch. You can't shotgun it. You can't do any of that. And then you run a quarter mile, and then you do it again. And you have to do that before every quarter mile. So by the end of 1 mile, you have pounded 4 beers.
Wow.
Yeah. And hold on.
Oh, I bet you just feel fucking gross.
Before we go any further, let me make sure that fucking airplane mode is turned on in this bitch.
I hear a little tick.
I hear a little ticking too. Let me hear it again. It's still happening.
I don't hear it anymore.
I got a little something. Let's see if it's this. I feel like it is this.
Maybe.
See,
I don't hear it anymore.
This is the problem. Like when you have electronics and they're all just.
There's so many.
Yeah, there's
waves.
Too many waves going on.
There's so many waves. Last night I was at big.
Hold on.
Oh,
let me just give you.
I forgot.
Let me tell you the best part. She won.
She did?
Yeah. For the women and her heat, she won.
So it is just doing it as fast as you can while also pounding 4 beers.
Yeah. Oh, she was fucking. I mean, she went from like 0 to turn to fuck up. It was like it did not take long.
Like when it was over, she was like hammered.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because
you're talking 10 minutes of just running and pounding beer.
Yeah, you're getting your endorphins just rolling.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, she was fucked up. Anyway, what were you saying?
No, that's really funny. So last night I was at Big Room Bar for a show, and I had a glass of whiskey in my hand. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it was nothing. It was just Old Crow. It was the well stuff. So it was fine. But I'm standing there and I've got, I don't know, probably 3/4 of the glass still. And I'm holding it and the glass is wet. And I go to shake somebody's hand and somebody bumps me at the same time. And I just drop the thing and it just explodes.
Oh man.
Okay. And that happens. Party foul.
Yeah.
But I'm not kidding you. It was like, and the entire venue at once was like, oh man. And it was just like all of a sudden everybody was looking at me. Oh man, it was something.
All eyes on me.
All eyes on me.
That's right. That's that Tupac reference. So I don't know. What have you been up to this week? I guess let's just. I already told you before we started this. I almost did nothing this week.
Yeah, I worked.
Do you hear it? Listen again.
I do hear it now.
What the fuck? How can we stop that?
Oh, there we go.
What?
I'll just go like this.
Let go of it. Maybe that just fixed it.
I let it release its energy into my body instead of the microphone.
Did you just save my tablet? Did you? I think you did. Nope.
Wait.
Nope.
Oh, that was just serendipity.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but and the tablet's on. It's actually on airplane mode, so it shouldn't be.
Whatever. You said it only comes in through here, not there, right?
That was the case until one time it just, for whatever reason, came in through there, and that now it's got me worried. Like every time I hear it, I'm like, we can't let that be.
Is it because of this cord wrapping around?
Maybe. Let's do this. We'll just keep messing with it until we figure it out. But
how many podcasts have people doing troubleshooting in the middle of it?
Only real motherfuckers.
Only the real ones.
Only the real ones. Fuck that editing bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't do anything really but work and be angry all week.
My office location changed.
Oh.
So my team has been growing steadily. You know, not like, whoa. My team has been growing steadily, and we've just been like outgrowing our space. And so the only thing that we could do is physically change locations. So we did, and it has actually, I've been pretty spoiled with my drive to work. My drive to work is like 15 minutes, like, you know, even with traffic. And I come from the opposite side than most people come towards my location. For that reason, it's nice. It kind of doubled my time.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, it hurts me.
So you're like in a different part of town?
I'm over like off Cleveland Avenue now.
Oh, dang.
So it's not too bad. But at the same time, it, like I said, because my drive was so short, just adding that extra 15 minutes.
But what I'm saying is it's not just a different spot in the same building. You went to a totally different
I'm in a different
part
facility.
of the company. Got it.
Yeah. Dude. Maybe it's your phone. Do something with your phone. Put your phone on airplane mode. We're troubleshooting right now. Anything?
Hold on a minute.
Yeah. What do you is it off airplane mode or on?
I turned it off airplane mode.
Yeah. There we go.
Because I turned off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
Man, you're really you're committed. It doesn't matter. Let's just get this thing rolling. Let's keep it rolling, rather.
Yeah, it's whatever.
So that was my fun, exciting thing. Not real stoked on it, and also we went to the beer mile thing today, and then we went out to dinner. So I finally tried this place in town called Bear Burger.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I got bison because anytime I can get bison for a burger, like that's what I'm gonna get.
We actually had a couple weeks ago. You know Tucker, right?
No. Wait. Yeah. Band guy.
Yeah, Tucker Lappy.
Yeah.
He's from Alaska, and he went home to hang out with family a couple months ago, and came back with a bunch of different meats, like salmon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also his dad shot a moose, and he came over to our house a couple weeks ago, and he had ground moose meat, and we made moose burgers. And dude,
it's gonna sound a little stupid, but how do you get meat back from Alaska?
They shipped it in one of those foam cooler boxes things. Yeah. But it was.
I just picture meat in your carry-on, some dry ice.
No, it was good though. It wasn't like gamey, but it was like really buttery, just like melted in your mouth, but it tasted really good. A little bit tangy.
Bullwinkle, right? Bullwinkle is the moose.
Yes.
That's fucked up, dude.
What's the difference?
What do you mean?
What do you mean it's fucked up?
I'm saying like Rocky and Bullwinkle. That was like part of my childhood.
Yeah, but I mean like
name a cow from our childhood.
What's the show?
I'm waiting.
Rocko's Modern Life. His best friend's a cow, heifer.
Oh shit! Damn, you killed me. Yeah, you right. Okay, you right.
And Foghorn Leghorn is a chicken. You still eat chicken?
Is he a chicken or is he a chicken hawk? No, he's a chicken. You're right. I was trying to think because the little thing was the chicken hawk, right? In the cartoon.
Yeah.
It was like always trying to club him. Word. Okay, so let's talk about technology for just a half a second. Because
I have a funny follow-up too, by the way, to a conversation we had last week. Keep going.
do you?
That has to do with technology.
Well, one, I hate it. Like I'm starting to hate it because it's advancing so much that like it used to be like you get the new version of something or you get a new whatever and like controls were kind of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's like kind of the same. So you have an idea going into it as long as you're good at technology. But shit advances so much and so quickly now that like, I don't know. I have trouble keeping up. Like I bought a new camera and the only reason I didn't bring it to film with it today is because I sat down and started messing with it. And though I know what everything does, I don't know how to like work this camera brand efficiently. Like I'm not good at navigating the buttons real quick. And I'm like, man, I'm getting slow in my old age at like just fucking grabbing something and fiddling with it and getting it right where I want it. I'm used to that. I think that's because I've always used either Nikon or Canon. This is the first time I'm like branching out and like menus are different and like button placement is different and how it fucking just works is different.
And in cameras, the user interface is such a afterthought.
Yeah.
That some engineers who were developing the camera just threw in.
Yeah. You would say that.
It's true.
Because you fucking design interfaces.
Yeah. Sucks.
Yeah. So there's that. And then so last week when we had Ben on and I was editing the podcast, I was getting like these little skips in it. And I couldn't figure out, I'm like, are these skips, is this because I was recording and the skips were happening? Or is this my computer? But dude, I have a beast of a computer.
Mm-hmm.
It should be completely fine on any of this. Like it runs tons of programs with complete ease.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped and picked up a faster write speed memory card today. Just hoping that we wouldn't have this issue. It's the only time I've had it is with, I see it every once in a while with 3 guests. And I think maybe that's because 3 people talking and it's recording 3 at the same time. I thought maybe I'm having a problem there. It just feels like all of my problems lately have been some kind of technology related problem. And I'm just like, I'm fucking over it.
Speaking of technology, we had a conversation last week. Well, I won't even tell you what the conversation was. I'll just tell you the follow-up. Was me in a meeting this week, frantically flipping through my notebook, looking for something I wrote down like 4 weeks ago.
You see?
And I'm like, I just pictured you just going,
yep.
Nope, idiot.
SMH. SMH.
Yeah.
Shaking my head. Does that make you want to change to any digital platform at all?
No,
or you're like, fuck it?
No, but it was one of the, it doesn't make me want to change my habits. No, but it was just one of those like, well, he told me so kind of things. Like, I was just like, God damn it. If he was right here, he would.
You're a noble guy to come in here and tell me the story that otherwise I would have absolutely no idea about so that I can later somehow I'll hold it over you. Like, it'll be one of the things like when I'm trying to explain why you should adopt some digital. I'm like, remember that time you were in the meeting and I was right about, like, I'll use it. But
so let's talk about Halloween. Let's talk about trick-or-treating.
All right.
Was your trick-or-treat on Thursday on Halloween itself?
Yeah. I thought it was Friday, but you're right. It was
Thursday. It was fucking brutal.
Yeah, we made it 4 houses with Eloise. That was it. And then she was like, she was done. I was fucking done.
I would have taken last year's rain drizzle over this shit any day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 45-mile-per-hour winds, and it was 30 degrees outside.
What were your kids for Halloween?
The boys were Fortnite characters. I don't know. One was Drift or something. One, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're Fortnite characters. And then Beatrice decided she did another one of her hybrid costumes. A couple years ago, she said that she wanted to be Anna from Frozen, but a skeleton version.
Okay.
Like, she just comes up with this rando shit. And this year she wanted to be, there's a character in Harry Potter, is Fluffy, a 3-headed dog. He's like a big guard dog. And he's got 3 heads. She wanted to be that dog. She's really in Harry Potter right now. So she wanted to be that dog, but as a Hogwarts student. So she had like the cloak and the tie. And then we got her like ears and made her into a dog. And then like cut these 2 heads off of stuffed animal dogs and Sierra sewed them to the shoulders.
Yeah.
It's cute as shit.
So Hayden was Bendy from a video game. It's a video game. I think it's called Bendy and the Ink Machine or something like that. So he was that. The dude he went out with was Marshmallow.
Nice.
I like full had the fucking helmet thing, white outfit, and Hayden's costume was like all black, and then it just had this white mask that was like the Bendy mask. So he's in an all black costume, white face. This dude's in an all white costume with like with like black a black mouth
They
and
look
black
like a yin yang.
Yeah, it was weird because they each chose things that were like complete opposite colors. They were out pretty much the whole night. Stopped by one time and Hayden came in for something. I can't remember what. So he goes inside and this poor kid is standing out there and I'm out there trying to pass out candy, just fucking freezing. I was like, hey man, he's taking his time, isn't he? He was like, yeah. He was fucking freezing. I could tell. I was like, you want to come like stand on the porch or walk inside? He's like, oh, I'll come on the porch. He got in the absolute corner where there was like no wind and just was freezing the whole time. Meanwhile, Hayden's inside like dicking around. But neither one of them stayed out that long. They left from there. He talked him into going to his house and just hanging out for a while. And then Hayden was like, he didn't want to go back out. So Hayden went out and just hit one more piece of a street, just trying to, clean up candy. But that shit went from 6 to 8. And I'm telling you, I don't think a kid came by the house at 7. From 7 to 8, not one kid came by the house.
Yeah, I think we came home about, it was probably 20 after 7. We were out there for a decent amount of time. But what?
I was trying to figure out what I did with this.
Oh, weird how you touched it and then the sound stopped.
I'll give it up on that shit.
But the funny part was there was like a whole pack of kids who all knew each other. So then there was this group of parents and we were all walking down the street, like in the middle of the street, all banded together as parents complaining about how cold it was, while this herd of kids just diagonally goes back and forth across the street and none of them had any problems. And, but yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal out there. And, I was that night and the following day was so fucking annoyed with my neighborhood Facebook wall because what?
I find it funny because we had an issue with the neighborhood Facebook wall as well. So I just want to hear what you have.
So the first thing that was just really annoying, and you can ask Jordan Holland about this because I went and hung out at his party on Halloween, and I don't think I heard him stop talking about it the whole time about how annoyed he was. But everybody was like posting like, we're passing out candy at such and such and such street. We're passing out candy at such and such and such street. And like that happened like 30 times. And it's like, do you want us parents to walk around with clipboards?
Right.
Like just turn your goddamn light on.
Yeah.
Like it's the international sign for we're passing out candy.
Yeah.
But then, so that's just annoying and stupid. But then Friday morning, I'm sitting there and at least 3 people posted videos from their Nest or Ring with showing kids taking too much candy out of the bowls they left on the porch. And I was looking at these people's profiles, nope, you don't have kids. Nope, you don't have kids. Nope, you don't have kids. And I'm also just sitting there and it's like, well, when's the next video going to come and it's going to be my kids in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I already got a problem with the whole leaving a bowl on your porch thing.
I did it.
Huh?
I did it.
You have kids. That's a big difference in my opinion.
I wanted to see my little one.
This is I'm talking about people who just are at home watching TV and just put it out on the porch.
I actually prefer to sit out there. I like it.
Yeah, that's what makes trick-or-treating fun. You get to see everybody's fun costumes. You get to meet your neighbors. You get to interact with your community. Regardless, I finally got fed up, and I don't post much on there, but I finally was just like, I basically said, like, as I'm sitting here waiting for the next video, hoping and praying that it's not my kids, my question is, what are we gaining by shaming kids on the internet for being children? Like, if you leave a bowl of candy on your porch, for free for children, yes, kids are going to help themselves to more than they should.
Yeah.
That is the nature of humanity. And this is a holiday that children look forward to because they get free candy, and it's a night where it seems like rules are off. You know,
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. So save me this like bullshit about getting so mad. Like somebody posted and like, I won't be putting candy out anymore. And it's like, or you could interact with your community and pass candy out.
Right.
And so it was funny. I posted this rant, and I even said, forgive me, apologies in advance for a quick rant. I was just like, we can't hold our kids to some crazy standard. Like this is going to happen. And there's no reason that we need to be posting videos of the neighborhood kids to shame them on Facebook. And overwhelmingly positive response, tons of likes, tons of comments, felt very vindicated. Yeah. And then this one motherfucker gets on there, and he straight up in a wall of, he's like, with all due respect, and then like a page and a half of comment. And he literally said, what this is showing is the fact that we can look at videos of kids grabbing handfuls or dumping bowls in their bags. Like this shows the moral fabric of our society is deteriorating. Oh, and I'm like, and then he went on to say, like, we work on the honor system in our workplaces. Like if you know, coffee isn't free, you don't come take a thing of coffee. And I'm like, we're not talking about office politics. We're talking about fucking Halloween.
We're talking about kids that are sub-teens.
Dude, like we're talking about the highlight of children's years.
Yeah,
like
this is their holiday.
At that point, it's like, I'm glad you're not participating in Halloween.
So did you guys have a back and forth, or was that where it ended?
I pushed back a little bit, and I was one of those things where it's like, I'm not interested in like starting a argument like I would argue politics with my family member. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in doing that in my neighborhood, but I pushed back a little bit, and I said, I was like, we're not talking about office politics. So save me the moral fabric stuff, dude. I'm just saying that kids are kids. I am a parent, and I tell my kids to take one piece of candy. Every parent I know tells their kids to take one piece of candy, but you're still standing in the dark at the street while your kid walks up to the door and grabs a fucking handful. You don't know if he did or not. You know what I mean? And so it was just, and then he actually messaged me.
Oh, he met you in the DMs?
He met me in the DMs, and he was just like, I want you to know that I didn't mean to like start a thing. And I was like, I get it, dude. I'm not like, it's not that big of a deal. I was trying to make a point, and it's cool. Everything's fine.
I think you draw the line, unless it was something bad, like they were throwing rocks at windows or something. I pretty much draw the line at posting people's kids in general.
Well, yeah.
Like don't do that.
I mean, one of them was two kids that looked like they were 16 years old with hoodies on and pillowcases.
Oh yeah.
But it's still, you post it on there and then say, well, I hope that these kids' parents are seeing this. And it's like, well, for one, I can't even tell what the kid looks like.
Yeah.
You're just pissed off. Like,
you know, last year, our ring captured some kids going in on handfuls of our bowl of candy. It was just what it was. We didn't post it. We didn't give a fuck. We mainly me, I always overbuy candy, and I buy the good shit because I know that when I was trick-or-treating as a kid, I was stoked to get, the real candy. Don't fucking hand me Dum Dums and the weird off-brand Tootsie Rolls. Like, I thank you for participating, but do not give me that. I'm sorting that out and not eating
or
that.
Those little strawberries.
That's what I'm saying. Or the strawberries or watermelons. Those are getting sorted to the pile that when I eat enough candy and I'm ready to throw candy out, they're going with it.
Yeah.
I'm eating the Reese's, the M&Ms, the Three Musketeers, the Snicks.
The Snicks.
The Twix.
Give me some of them Snicks.
Yeah. So I'm eating that shit. So this year, I overbought again. I always buy like a big thing of like the good chocolate shit, whether it's like Reese Cups, all the shit I named. And then I get sour stuff too. Because kids are very divided. They either like the chocolate stuff or they like the sour stuff. I get both. Dude, we have a disgusting amount of candy left. I'm telling you, nobody came by. And I always post a sign. It says like, hey, we're out with our little ones. Please help yourself to 2 or 3 pieces. And literally, I can look at the camera. Everyone takes 1 or 2. We have no dickheads in our community, except last year when I don't think I specified, we had people taking just fucking handfuls.
And it is annoying. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it is annoying, but at the same time, it's just like, they're children.
Here's the thing. It's only annoying to me when I post a sign that says to do it and you don't. Otherwise, I've grown to kind of expect it. If you leave an unattended bowl of candy, you're going to get kids to take a handful. Like, maybe that's me having realist expectations when I probably should think, what they should do, but I'm a realist and I think about what they're going to do. By the way, let me stop and just say that this has gotten better the longer I drink it. It's actually really fucking good.
There's a weediness to it.
I could definitely drink these as just a standard everyday beer.
It reminds me a lot of Hilltop.
Yeah.
Where it feels a little bit elevated above a shitty beer.
Yeah.
So
yeah, as it goes on, I was like, I wanted to stop and say that earlier. This feels really good. I like this.
It's good.
So Halloween, I got schooled by a 11-year-old girl. And let me explain. So I knew that a lot of people at my job, we were moving to the new office. A lot of those people were wearing onesies.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, I'll pick one up. I'll get a onesie. Plus, I need something to wear around the neighborhood when we take our daughter around. Onesie is like the common, parent costume because you just have to fucking zip it on, zip it off, and like it keeps you warm and you're done, right? There's no face paint, there's no anything. So
onesie like footed pajamas?
There was no feet. I mean onesie like it's one piece, you zip it up, it has a hood.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those.
Okay.
So I picked up what I thought was a unicorn. It's like all white, very soft and fuzzy. It's got like a purpley center thing. It's got the horn. It's got it had some wings on the back. Somebody who is a unicorn comes up and goes, "Oh, why are you a unicorn?" And they're talking to me, and I'm like, "Why would I not be a unicorn?" They leave, and the next girl is like 11-year-old girl. She goes, "Thank you for the candy." She goes, "By the way, you're an alicorn." I said, "A what?"
A what?
Yeah, an alicorn. And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, you have wings like a Pegasus, and you have a horn like a unicorn, and since you have both, you're an alicorn." And I said, "Thank you. I did not know that." And then, dude, fucking moment she left, I was like, Google. I Googled it like, I'll be goddamn.
So it's a Pegasus with a horn.
Yeah. Or a unicorn with wings, however you want to say it. Huh. But yeah, if you have both, you're an alicorn.
OLO?
ALI? Alicorn?
Oh, like alicorn.
Alicorn. Yeah, however you want to pronounce it.
Weird.
I don't know, but I said, fuck, just got schooled. Schooled by a girl. Going back to technology for a second, I found something. I don't want to say I found something. I wasn't looking for anything, but I stumbled upon something that I'm interested in. So we fund this podcast just ourselves. You fund all the beer. Like we get no fucking donations or Patreon or any of that shit, right? And like I have the hosting for the podcast. I pay for Podbean. I don't know what it is a month, but it's something that we have a small amount of money that goes into making this work, whether it's buying equipment, even this practice space. Like, granted, this is my band's practice space. We do pay a nice amount to keep this and have a place, and it's where we pod. I found this thing. I think it's called Quantumcloud. It's basically like you are lending your computer or processing power to a cloud.
Okay.
While you're not using your computer. So in all the hours that you're not using your home computer, it just kind of lends its processing power. And it's not like you make a lot of money. I mean, you might make 10 or $12 a month. It's nothing, but like your computer's essentially making money while you're sleeping.
Yeah, similar to like those like Bitcoin mining computers and stuff that
exactly. But the thing with that is I think people build computers specifically to mine.
Right.
But that got so popular that I don't think that's even worth it anymore. Like the return on investment there is like it'd take you multiple years to pay off your computer.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought about actually trying that. Have you ever participated in any of those things that just make you money while you sleep type shit?
No, I wish. I mean, like I wish I had something like that.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, that's interesting, but then like my home computer is like slow, so it probably wouldn't.
What is it? Is it iMac?
Yeah, it's like a 2008, 2010 iMac. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah.
It runs like Roblox, choppy.
Oh, really?
No, I guess Roblox is okay. It won't. Yeah, I mean, they couldn't play Fortnite or anything on it for sure.
I think. Probably not tonight because I'll be getting home and it'll be late and stuff like that. But Hayden was supposed to do his second video this weekend. Didn't do it because Not that I'm not complaining. Like I told him, I said, if you're going to do it, you should probably be consistent and do it, once a week or something like that. But yesterday he like left the house. I don't even think he ate breakfast. Like he left the house, literally stopped home like for 2 seconds. We made him eat some tater tots. He goes back out, doesn't come home until, I don't know, 6 o'clock. So it was
just hanging out with friends.
Dude, yeah, those fucking Beyblades. He's like, can I take my Beyblades over to so-and-so?
I forget how it's weird. Like as a parent, you think your kid goes out and just fucks off for 8 hours,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, well, what about like eating lunch and stuff like that? And so, like as a parent, you think, about stuff like that. But then
Right.
like now I look back, it's like, no, it's just like wherever I was, it was like whoever's parent house you were at, like, hey, do you want something to eat? You know what I mean?
That's what happened. He ate some pizza. So he comes home and I'm like, or actually I sent him a text and said, hey, come home. He comes home and I said, hey, you ready to eat? We're going to have like pasta with like vodka sauce and feta and whatever. He's like, no, I already ate. What'd you eat? He's like, I ate pizza. Okay. But as a courtesy, you should let us know these things, just because like we're going to make food and things like that. And like, we don't want to over make food and yada, yada. But
that's the one thing I've been, as we give the kids more freedom, Ro has a phone,
Yeah.
Miles has the gizmo thing. And as we give them more freedom that they can go just, disappear.
Yeah.
I've been trying to kind of hammer in that check in with me kind of thing. Like, I just want to know where you are, what you're doing. And they're actually pretty good about like calling us and asking us like, I'm at such and such's house. Can I go over to this other house? Like
he was really good about that for a couple months. And then it just like, now it's like he just disappears and he's working on we'll call him if we need him. He'll call us and we got to reel that in just a little bit. I want him to go back to checking in because he also used to go to one house and say, hey, I want to go to this house. He knows to let us know if it's a new house too. Like if it's like a new house he hasn't been to before, he does let us know that. But for the most part, it's he just rages all through the community. He, like I said, he was out the whole night, trick or treat, doing his own fucking thing. And when he came home, he was frozen.
Your neighborhood is, I feel like, ideal for that, to let your kid just go trick or treat by himself. Like my neighborhood is a pretty closed loop too.
Yeah.
I don't think any of my kids are ready yet. I do fully expect like next year when Rowan's in 7th grade for him to just be like, all right, peace.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. He immediately after getting dressed, and I'm sure it's like this in your household, somebody has to take photos of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually not me. It's Amy. Like the mom just takes the photos. That's just how it works. If you leave it up to me, I'm probably not going to get any fucking photos. And if I do, I'm going to get one that she doesn't like. So she took some photos and then he was just like ready to go. Wanted to meet all his friends and go out with his squad. Cares nothing about hanging with us. Shit. I had something I was going to say and I got lost in that. Oh, it's going to be different. You said you mentioned my community being kind of a closed loop.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be different. They've almost finished all the like groundwork at the community next to ours, and they're about to. It was just a big field. It's where that barn used to be. It's all dirt now. It's all.
Are your streets going to open up into that one?
Yes, there's going to be that. And then furthermore, behind us, they're going to start a community over there.
Mm.
And once they start the one behind us, that's going to connect us way over to this other community that's already there. And then, I mean, you're talking from going from closed loop to expanding 5 or 6-fold how many houses and just streets they can get to. So it's going to be interesting when he has a little more free reign, but luckily that's a year or two away and gives him time to kind of mature and for us to ingrain a little more discipline in there about checking in. So should be good. I had a topic that I was going to talk about last week and I don't think we did, which is I'm curious what your thoughts are on what the measurement of success is. And like, I know this could be different things, right? But let's apply this to just our adult lives. Like, what is the measurement of success? Is it making a certain dollar amount? Is it being able to provide and be happy in your job? But like, what do you think if somebody says like, if you so-and-so is successful, right? What do you just infer that as?
Oh, that is, wow. It's like my gut reaction is like, oh, well, somebody who's making a bunch of money.
Right.
And I feel like that's our natural American response because that's the American dream.
Money for nothing, really.
Yeah. But to me, I would say my gut American human reaction is, oh yeah, making money. I mean, like growing up, it was like, man, I can't wait. I hope one day I'm making $40,000 a year. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny because now, like, I made $40,000 a while ago. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't be able to live on $40,000 a year now.
I hear it.
And, but I think if I to think about it, my opinion on what true success is where it's you are getting life from what you do, as well as sustenance, as well as keeping you afloat. But it's also you are also getting life and getting joy from your deal.
And I think that I think we feel the same way about this. So for me, gut, I do think money as well. Like if somebody, and it also depends on who says it to me. If somebody says something to me like so-and-so is very successful, I would think that they're very, maybe they're very notable in their profession.
Mm-hmm.
They make a good deal of money. But as time has gone on, I think when somebody says like successful, what I want it to be is because I think at our ages, like everybody's able to provide. And if you're not, that's something else, like that's a whole other conversation. But I think for the most part, we're all able to provide. We all make decent money, or at least make enough money to live the lifestyles that we feel comfortable living. And for me, it's really finding a job that allows you to keep that same lifestyle, yet you also really like that job. And there's a quality of life. There's a work-life balance.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So I had a boss a long time ago tell me, he said two things to me. One, he said, you'll get paid what you're worth. And I was like, what the fuck does he mean by that? Like, because I feel underpaid. And like, I had him expand on that before. He said, well, if you deserve a certain amount of money and you truly feel you deserve that money, you'll go get that money. And that's actually what pushed me to first ever start applying for other jobs. I said, you know what? I do deserve that money. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go get that money because I look up this job, and the job that I'm performing, I know that the median for that job is higher than what I make. I'm going to go get that money. So I did, and I got the money. I got a job offer that I felt was fair for that type of work. Mm-hmm. And I turned that into my current job, being able to stay there, keep my tenure, and they matched me to stay. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. The same boss also told me that there's basically three parts to every job. There's your salary, mm-hmm. there's your title, and there's your work-life balance. And the pie is divided. Do you really want this title? How much? You got to give it a larger slice of the pie. You might get less money and less work-life balance, but you're going to get that title. And he was kind of talking about like, did you want to go into management?
It's kind of that fast, cheap, good triangle.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick two.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the same type of thing. And so your triangles, your slices of the pie change based on that. I will say that I feel that I'm at the point in my life, no matter which job I take in my profession, I'll be able to provide. So I almost took money out of my pie equation, and I really just look at,
because your resume's there.
Yeah.
At this point where you don't got to worry about the fact that you know that you can get a job that'll pay the bills.
It solicits a certain amount of money, right?
Yes.
So now it's like I am picking jobs based on two things. Do I like the work? Mm-hmm. And what's my work-life balance? Mm-hmm. Those are the only two things I really pick on it.
I think that's the most important.
Yeah.
And, that's something that's work-life balance is incredibly important to me. It's funny. I was just talking about this the other day because I had a couple long nights this week. Mm-hmm. On Monday night, I worked after I got home from work. I worked probably another 8 hours, like until 3 a.m. And then on Wednesday night, Thursday night, it was a similar thing. Or no, Wednesday night, it was a similar thing where it wasn't as stressful, but I was working most of the night. And, but it's fine. I mean, that's part of the gig. It's part of this business. I'm a designer. It comes with the territory. But it's just interesting because it does feel like after being in this business now for 15 years, there is a culture of just doing it, just grinding for the sake of grinding.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that way, and I don't believe that way. And it's not an entitled millennial thing. I feel like it's really easy to blame that on entitlement, to be like, well, no, I'm not fucking working 75 hours a week, you know?
Yeah.
And but no, it really comes down to is working 70 hours a week just to work 70 hours a week does not bring me joy.
No.
And so I have and I watched, you know, my dad is the kind of guy who works to work. And it's funny because this is what I was talking about earlier this week, was like growing up, you know, my dad, you know, my dad's an interactive designer, and I was coming of age watching him in the mid to late 90s during the internet boom, and this is like the real beginning of fast-paced interactive design. So my dad was at the forefront of that stuff. So my dad was working 70, 80 hours a week, but he always seemed to enjoy it. So I was always like, he was stressed all the time, but he always seemed to enjoy it. So I always, in my mind, was like, oh, my dad's a workaholic. So that's how I always made it work. Oh, that's why my dad's working all the time. It's just because it's just what he feels like he's got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I got into the business and realized, no, that's just kind of the game. Everybody's like that. And, but what's interesting about it is, because I have a mantra, I lost my train of thought. I have a mantra that is, can I wait till tomorrow? If I get an email, and I'm happy I keep my email on all the time. And we all have phones. We all get emails. I'm happy to read emails at 10 p.m. But if it's like, no, I can deal with that tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like I have to deal with it right now just because I can. And the other night I was having not the first night where I worked all night, but the second night I worked a lot was self-directed. You know, it was me. I was sitting there and we had a friend over and we were just watching TV, and I got inspired. I thought of something like, oh, what if we did it this way? And, you know, that's like, those are the designer moments, you know, where it's like you have that back of the napkin idea, like, oh shit, that's how to fix it. You know what I mean? So then I worked, and then I ended up just kind of getting in a groove. I put some music on and I started just designing. And next thing I know, 3 hours went by, and then it dawned on me, like, for the first time this week. Again, you know, growing up, I always thought my dad was just like a workaholic or something like that. But it's like, no, like, I understand how this shit can swallow you up, because if it brings you joy, if you like what you're doing and you're good at it and you have an epiphany and you just start fucking going, next thing you know, 4 hours are gone, just like anything else we enjoy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I can tell it's in my blood to just like erase my family for a few hours and just get into it. And so I feel like I do still have to fight against that, because it's not healthy to do it all the time. But, you know, that night I had a great idea and the client was super stoked about it, and, you know, like that kind of thing, you know. So all that to say is, yeah, my philosophy is just success is feeling, are you getting life from what you're doing? Yeah. And a lot of people ask me, am I just ranting? Because I feel like I'm just going.
I'm listening.
It's a lot of people say, like, how do you? Because I have like friends who are my age, mid-30s, who go to bed at like 9 o'clock.
Dude, don't even get me started on that. I always feel like the oddball when I listen to my coworkers. My coworkers are like, half of them are in bed, ready to go to sleep. It's 9:30, and they're winding down for the night and going to sleep. Dude, I'm like that's 9:30. I'm about to leave for the gym.
Like, that's when my kids go to bed, and that's when I need to give myself 4 to 7 hours, 3 to 5 hours after that with my wife and myself, and doing what I want to do. It is rare for me to even think about being in bed before midnight.
You're one of the few people that I know that I can text around midnight, and it's not weird.
Oh,
I'll get a text back. I'm like,
yeah. Because half the time, like, Sierra's got to work at. She's got to leave for work at like 6:30, 5 or something like that. So she usually 11:30. She's like, all right, I got to go to bed, and then I'll play video games for another 2 hours and listen to
what do you play?
Well, right now I restarted Grand Theft Auto 5, and I'm playing through it as fast as possible. I'm skipping all the cutscenes and everything like that because the long story is like 3 years ago I was 2/3 of the way through the game and then I lost my save file, and I've just kind of left it. And I've played other games and stuff like that. But just a couple weeks ago, I was like, what if I just played it again and I know all the missions, so I'll just skip the things. But anyway, even if I'm not like playing something seriously, even if it's just like playing Forza Horizon and racing.
Yeah. Do you have the wheel and all that shit?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's my time for like, I turn like on the Xbox, I turn the Spotify app on. That's my time to like, when I'll listen to records like really loud and really take them in and really, a lot of times that happens at 1 a.m, like, because I'm by myself. Everyone else is in bed.
And you're just fucking listening to records real loud?
My living room. Well, where my living room is so far away from the rest of the house, and I can shut the door in the hallway upstairs. Okay. Yeah, they can hear shit up there. I listen to records really fucking loud at night.
Dude, if you walk wrong in my house, it's loud as fuck.
Let me back up, though, because what I was getting at was, like, people ask me, like, wait a minute. So you have this job that's super stressful. You have a band. You also have a side hustle where you design logos and shit for bands. You also,
podcast.
You also have a podcast. You play video games sometimes. You are the one who cooks dinner just because I like to cook. And you, like, people keep just like asking me, like, you do all, like, and then you do most of your own car maintenance. Like, where do you find time to do this stuff? It's like, I just don't sleep.
Yeah.
Because this shit all gives me joy. Like, why do I have to feel like I'm like so rested and so, like.
Well, that's why you're the sleepiest dad.
That's why I'm the sleepiest dad, man. Because who gives a fuck? Like I had kids 11 years ago now, and I have never been like rested since then. And I could not do side hustle design. I could not play in a band. I also have other music projects that I pursue at home by myself that I'm in the middle of working on. But it's like, I could not do all that stuff and I'll still be just as tired because I have fucking kids. Like, what's the difference? Who gives a shit?
I want to say it's the most recent tattoo. I haven't been tattooed in years.
Yeah, I haven't been tattooed in like 4 years. So.
We should go get tattooed soon, both of us. Let's just do it. Let's pod while getting tattooed.
I'm trying to get that Akira tattoo from Dave Tevenall that he said that he might give me.
He'd be all about it.
So.
The last tattoo I got, I want to say, is this one from Chad Linger.
Which is exactly what we're talking about.
It's burning the candle at both ends.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly why I got that. Because honestly, like.
Sleep when I'm fucking dead.
What the? Hold on.
Sorry.
You're bringing me into, what's that fucking band? Bring Me the Horizon?
I don't know.
Are they the ones? They have a song. It's like. I'll butcher the lyrics. Something like, we will never sleep because sleep is for the weak. No, we will never rest till we're all fucking dead. Fuck it. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I don't need sleep. I need sleep like once a week. Once a week, I fucking power down at like 9:30 and I sleep all the way through until the next morning. And it's on the couch. I don't move.
If I can get at least 4 hours, I'm fine. I mean, that's what it comes out. Like,
I actually heard a long time ago, and I should probably just use one of the 1,000 internet devices to look this shit up. But I think our body sleeps in cycles of 3, which means it's best to get 3, 6, or 9 hours of sleep. I don't know if that's factual, but that's what I've heard. So I've always worked off that. Like, I'm cool. I literally am cool with 3 hours. I mean, I might need a quick nap later, but 3 hours is good. 6 hours is fucking perfect. Anything over that, and I'm tired.
When the school year started, I was really stoked about the idea of like, I got to take Rowan to school at 7, and then I don't have to take the other kids to school until 8:15. So I have this hour to like have coffee and start my day, and that lasted like 3 days. And now like, I take Rowan to school, we get home, and I set my alarm and lay down on the couch and sleep for another 45 minutes.
Well, with Hayden riding the bus now, it's awesome. Like, the only responsibility I have is take Eloise across the street and just leave. Or come back, sit there and casually drink coffee. But now that my office commute has doubled. I still need to be there. I need to try to be there by 9 every day because I have meetings every day at 9 with my offshore team. So like I have a very limited amount of time with them each morning.
The band Nothing. They have not the last record, but the record before that came with, like, the LP came with a fold out poster of a bunch of stick and poke tattoo flash. So just like shitty drawings that had to do with lyrics and stuff on the record.
Yeah, that's kind of tight.
And there is one on there that I want to get sometime. It would take a tattoo artist like 3 minutes.
You want me to do it?
Yeah. But it's just,
I tattooed Amy.
It's just a little coffin.
Oh, thanks.
And it just on the coffin just says tired. I mean, that's amazing.
That's good. I've actually seen several like dead tired tattoos similar to that. Yeah, did I ever tell you that? Did I tattooed Amy?
No.
Yeah.
What did you tattoo?
A puzzle piece.
Oh.
Symbolic, right? Because we fit together like puzzle pieces. And not just because I have a wiener and she has a vagina.
Do you have a puzzle piece tattoo?
No, that's the whole fucking thing is, okay, we go out, we're hammered, and we run into a tattoo artist. It's Dave. And Dave goes, so which one of you is tattooing the other tonight? And I was like, fuck yeah, let her tattoo me. I was like all ready, right? So we get everything set up and she chickens out. She doesn't want to tattoo me. And I said, well, fuck it, I'll tattoo you. Like, give me a spot. So I drew a little puzzle piece and then, made it into a little
interesting
thing. And then I did it. And
it's on her leg?
It's like way up here on her, like, it's hidden in case it was garbage. And then it was clearly garbage. And then Dave like went back over it and like fixed it up. So like the end result looks tight. It looks the best it could after I had my hand at it. And then so the fucking same exact thing happened like a month later, but we were with Kyle. And Kyle goes, you can tattoo me. I was like, fuck yeah, my second one. So that one was bad.
What'd you tattoo on him?
I did a Chinese food box with chopsticks crossing. So it was like a skull and crossbones. But so I drew this tiny little food box, like the one with the flaps and shit, the traditional to-go box. And then I was like, oh, this will be cool. I'll put chopsticks like this and it'll be like a skull and crossbones, but Chinese food. Because, dude, Kyle used to fuck Chinese food up. I'm telling you. That's why. So I was thinking, like, what could I tattoo that's symbolic? Got it. Chinese food. So I started that one. Dude, my hand was so like cramped up. I couldn't even connect lines. It was bad. And then I just gave up. I was like, look, I'm done. I wasn't even done with it. So Dave again went over that one. But there really wasn't any saving that one. That one was bad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then he told Kyle, he's like, someday I'll cover that for you.
I've thought about it, like, if I would tattoo a friend, if they let me.
You can tattoo me.
Nah, I don't know.
You know what you should do? You should do like the HCDP. Heckin Cool Dads. Yeah, you should do the HCDP with the fucking X. Let me do one on you and you do one on me. Just like a little, that's it. That's what we need to do.
Oh, man.
No style, no anything. Just a very like, like Arial bold font, like HCDP with the X. We can do it. Colin, I'm going to arrange this.
All right, we'll see.
No, it's not. We'll see. Like, I'm actually going to arrange this. I might even have it arranged by the time we get finished setting up tonight.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep. Something else I'm going to go back to Halloween just for a second because I thought of something. As I'm driving around, one thing that is severely lacking from my childhood that I don't see anymore in relation to Halloween is smashed pumpkins. Is that still a thing in your neighborhood?
It is in my yard because post-Halloween, my kids thought it'd be fucking funny to smash all their pumpkins. So there's a bunch of pumpkin chunks all over my front yard. But no, it's not a thing I've seen.
Yeah. I like when I drive around and I see these pumpkins, I see these big, glorious orange bitches. And I'm like, they would have never survived in the South End. Those would not have made it one night. Like, I remember growing up in the South End, I'd ride my bike around and it would just be, pumpkin carcass all over the street everywhere.
I mean, it was such a thing that there's a band named after
Smashing Pumpkin. Yeah. Billy Pumpkin. Oh, that's something else. That reminded me. Did you see that Rage Against the Machine is coming back?
Yeah.
2020?
Yeah.
Any thoughts or feelings on that?
I think it's cool. it's funny that everybody is like, wait, you went back to Halloween for a second.
Yeah.
Just we're done with the pumpkin thing.
Yeah, I just
It's
wanted
just
to
not a
say,
thing
like,
anymore.
it's just a thing.
No,
like,
I agree.
I have never seen it in my neighborhood. There are no smashed pumpkins, and it's just crazy because
I think we see a lot less of vandalism stuff. Like,
you think in general,
You
or
know,
is that just the areas we live?
maybe, but I mean, like, we both live in the suburbs, and do you see people like with teepeed houses all the time?
No, but I should. Like, I almost wouldn't be mad.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, it's not. I mean, like, growing up, like, my my group of friends, we did that shit for fun almost every weekend.
Or egged houses.
We never egged. See, that was the thing. We always tried to stay away from like stuff that like was, like really hard to clean up.
Like, you were like more mischievous, less like vandalism.
Yeah, because TPing was all about like fucking with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was like one kid. He was an asshole, and we used to TP his house like 3 times a month. Not bad, just enough to say "fuck you, man."
Yeah.
You know, this kid from school, and we did some, and our parents would buy us toilet paper and stuff like that
They
because
knew what was going down.
because our parents were like, no, this is good, clean fun.
Yeah,
Our
it
kids aren't
actually
doing
is.
drugs.
Yeah.
Like that was the whole thing. It's like our kids aren't getting into bad shit. They're just fucking with their friends. And we did some pretty heavy, dude. Like one house, I think we got 150 rolls. I mean, it was my friend's girlfriend. We fucked that shit up.
How long? That's crazy to me because 150 rolls. That's bare minimum 150 throws. How long and how many people do you got to have out there?
We had a group of 6 people. We all had backpacks full of toilet paper. We got pulled over before it happened. We were like the next neighborhood over. We get pulled over. Cop comes by and he like looks in the car and he goes, see, you guys got a lot of toilet paper. What are you guys doing? And we're like, we had to go to the bathroom really bad.
Oh, come on.
And he's like, you doing some TPing tonight? And we were like, and he goes, it's best that you get out of this neighborhood. And then we went and TP'd this girl like in the next neighborhood over. And, but you know, it was all good fun. One time the kid that we used to TP all the time, we fucking did other shit too. We like, got a bunch of frozen berries and threw them all over his driveway. So they would like streak down as they defrosted. We put instant mashed potatoes in his front yard, so like the dew would come and then they would start to like fluff up.
Here's the thing. All of this, I know you keep saying this dude's yard, but it was really his parents' yard.
Yeah, no, it was totally no. So one time somebody fucked with him really bad. I have one other funny one. Not this kid, but sometimes some kid fucked with his older brother really bad, like. Put shaving cream all over his hood of his car, wrapped it in cellophane, and that takes paint off.
Yeah.
And it was a rental car.
Ooh.
And I assume you know who the number one suspects were. The next day they were interrogating people at school in the principal's office, and my group of friends was the first ones. We were right out of the gate. We're like, no, yeah, we fuck with this house all the time. We did not do that shit. We do not do permanent damage shit. Like, that is not our thing. Like, we got out of it. It was fine. But
they find out who did it.
I don't know. I think it was like one of his buddies or something like that. But one time though, we got this girl. Dude, my friend, his dad was a doctor, so he went that day to his doctor's office, and we had a whole van, like a minivan full of garbage bags full of shredded documents, and we made it look like it snowed a foot on this girl's front yard. Can you imagine picking up shredded paper off of your front yard? Oh my God. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Nowadays, I think I'd, the thing that sucks up leaves? I'd probably get that.
Yeah, but just imagine like dew coming in the morning and like little itty bitty bits of it.
That's
just
bad.
kind of just.
That's bad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we used to go crazy on that shit.
We used to get things that would turn watercolors and like throw it in people's pools and shit like that, and like turn all the fucking water like green and shit like that. I've egged a few houses in my day. Mainly for people we knew. You know, it was like fucking with your friends.
We've put ketchup and mustard packets underneath people's windshield wipers.
Oh shit!
You slid them open a little bit.
Yeah.
Or you so they don't even see it. You just like squirt it right along the edge of the windshield wiper and
put it up under the handle. So when they reach under the handle, you get shit on it. We used to do that. We also used to do the classic like take saran wrap and do it on the toilet bowl, but under the seat. So when they open the seat and sit down or start pissing or something with the seat, it's just like.
One time I remember it was I don't know, a little after high school. I was back up in Michigan going to a show, and it was Under Oath and Copeland, the emo band.
Oh, I love Copeland.
They were on tour together because they were good friends from Florida, and this was Under Oath wasn't quite huge yet, but they were on their way there. And those guys are really good friends, so they would fuck with each other all the time. And this was Grand Rapids, Michigan, in the dead of fucking winter. It was like 15 degrees outside. And Under Oath, I remember, put shit all over the handles and locks on Copeland's van. And then like the biting wind, it just froze solid. And I just remember that night, that band, the Copeland was like legitimately super, super angry with them for doing that.
Yeah.
Man.
You know, I have a Copeland tattoo.
You do?
Yeah. So my wife and I got coffee cup tattoos, both of us from Phil D. So we got like real traditional pattern coffee cups, and it says, "If it's not too late for coffee, I'll be at your place in 10."
There we go.
And she got half the lyrics, I got half the lyrics. So
Oh.
it's somewhere around here. It's not this leg. This leg's all covered with Japanese stuff. So I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's right there. Is that it?
Oh, yep.
What the fuck does mine say? Yeah, I'll be at your place in 10. So she got the first half of the lyrics. Yeah. Love Copeland. Let's see. What are we at?
A little over an hour.
A little over an hour. How do you see that? Can you see it up there?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you got good eyesight.
Yeah,
Can't see shit.
Okay. It's okay.
What do you mean it's okay?
My eyesight is okay, but I can see that.
Well, if yours is just okay, then mine is fucking trash. Because all I can see is that red light's blinking.
I got a rant about something. Shifting gears, but this could be a trivial thing that bothers me, but it's not trivial. It is trivial, but it's not. So I went to a show last night and saw this doom band called Fister. Yeah, wild name. Everybody I know with Fister shirts like only wears them sometimes. But they were the ones I was talking about. Put out a covers record recently, and they like covered Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls.
But it was like way slower.
Yeah, they played that, and they played their cover of Slayer's Mandatory Suicide. I don't think I've ever wanted to mosh during a doom band before, but holy shit, that was so fucking hard. Anyway.
Well, did you mosh?
No, but it was so fucking hard. But the point I was getting at was that band, they were on tour, and they had to cut their set 2 songs short because the venue had a curfew, and because one of the locals, who will remain nameless, might or might not practice here in this building, literally was on stage for almost an hour, setting up, playing a set that was too long, tearing down, all on stage. And my whole, that's why I'm going to rant for a second. It's not even that much of a rant. It's just, if you are in a band, I don't care how local you are, can we just like, why isn't it like rule number 1 to set up and tear down off stage? Why is this so hard? Why isn't rule number 2 keep your set to 5 songs in 20 minutes if you're an opening band? Like, why aren't these like just rules that we all just know?
Well, they are. they are. Like, when you say we all, I'm assuming you're including seasoned band musicians.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
I don't even really know the guys in this band.
That was a rolly.
No, a rolly?
You know, like when you get that thing that just rolls up. It's not a burp. It just makes noise on the way up.
I don't know. I don't really know the guys, so I'm not like trying to talk a bunch of shit, but they are They're guys have been around. They're guys who should know better.
So that's part of the beauty about playing the Kemper is off stage. I set my cab down. I take off the front and back panel of my road case. I plug in one thing. And when I get up there, I plug in the second thing. And then I fucking turn on 2 switches and I'm done. Like my entire rig is set up. I don't need to adjust anything. If I have to adjust volume, I adjust the volume knob. And it's got like a volume knob that even though per bank there's like 5 or 6 rigs, it is a master volume that adjusts all of them evenly. So,
maybe it's because I played like, if I were to guess, like 700 shows in my life or something like that. But it's like, even if I do have to set up and tear down on stage, like learn how to do it fast.
Oh yeah.
Like,
our drummer, even he will set up all his shit. 100% set up off stage.
Yep.
And he's ready to go. He tunes it all. He does all his shit. And then and that's why he moved to stands. Because we collectively, as a team, just grab everything, move it up there.
Yep.
He stays up there, and we start setting things down while he's already sitting on the throne positioning it. Like, dude, we're efficient as fuck.
Yeah, Wes is the same way.
Yeah, we can be set up in 5 minutes.
Yeah, Wes always sets his drums up like 2 or 3 bands before we go on.
Yep.
Always. Yeah, it's fucking drives me crazy.
I also like the fact that you said 20 minutes or 5 songs, and I'm like, dude, you're talking about a doom band. Like, each song is like 11 minutes long.
Oh, well, this band wasn't a doom band. So,
got it. Rock band.
I don't want to keep
that. No. I see. I know where you're going. I feel if this were a game of Guess Who, I would guess, and I feel like I would be right.
But yeah, it was frustrating to me to know that this band that was on tour was only able to play like 4 songs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Each song was 48 minutes long.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was heavy. I'll say that much.
Speaking of music, have you been listening to anything new?
Oh, West Side Gun put out a new mixtape on Friday. Hitler Wears Hermes 7.
Yep.
And he said when he released it that he feels like it's his best stuff, and it is really fucking good.
I have not got through all of it yet. And
Earl Sweatshirt put out a new 7-song EP that you could tell that he said it. He's like, it's nice doing it independently now because he's off a label, and you could tell that he's doing whatever the fuck he wants to do because he's a little weird. I haven't really given myself. I was really drunk the other night when I listened to it though. So
I haven't listened to anything. That being said, I've never really listened to Earl Sweatshirt. Like I've caught just a couple songs here and there and a couple things that he's been featured on. For the most part, I wasn't really into it. So I might actually like this weird EP.
Yeah, maybe. But that West Side Gun record is.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Griselda has set a precedent now that it's like, you know what it sounds like. It's just doom,
yeah,
doom, doom, and then awesome lyrics.
Except for that one Conway trap song.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is still my favorite fucking record off of that. I love it because for me, like, yeah, I like boom bap rap. Like, that's cool and shit. I like lyricism. I like that New York sound, but I really, really, really like that.
Just big ass trap beats.
Trap beats.
Yeah.
I get down with trap beats. So I love when lyricists and lyrical people get on trap beats. That's where it gets me.
Interesting thing, a couple other new things that came out on. So Vince Staples released episode 2 of.
I like Vince Staples.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Vince Staples released episode 2 of the Vince Staples Show, which are these 5-minute short films that feature a new song.
Mm.
And this one, I watched it last night, and he like kind of sings a little bit and does like a auto-tune-y kind of thing, and I liked it. It was totally different from what I was expecting. But then on the flip side, Frank Ocean released a new song. Frank Ocean's like one of my favorite artists.
Yeah,
and
I think you said that before.
He released a new song yesterday, and he fucking raps in it. Like,
Really?
I haven't heard him rap in like 6 or 7 years. Like, it's crazy.
Okay, this shows my ignorance to Frank Ocean, but I had no idea he rapped ever.
He did some bars with when it was like on Odd Future Records and stuff back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, you have to link me to that.
And if you listen, I mean, if you can listen to Blonde or Channel Orange, and there's little parts in there where he'll throw some rapped lines, but this new song has like entire rapped verse. So
Yeah, I also like I like singers who almost rap too, like the instead of saying R&B, like Rhythm and Ghetto, like Rhythm and G, right? R&G. Like I like some of that shit too. Like I liked when like Pleasure P, when he came out, I was really feeling him. I don't know shit that he did after that first album. And then there's another guy, Kentucky guy. Damn it, what is his name? I'm gonna draw a blank now. Bryson Tiller?
Oh yeah.
That guy?
That Trap Soul record's really good.
Dude, I fucking love that dude.
Yeah, I really like that.
And then hold on, there's another guy. Oh God, what is his name? Something with an A.
Man, Bryson Tiller. He hit really hard. He had like 3 singles that were like all over the radio for like 2 months.
But then also, I think he had a bunch of like mental health issues and like fell off. And I actually think his quick rise to success maybe contribute to all that. And then he kind of fell off a little bit.
You know who's a lyrical trap rapper who also sings a little bit sometimes is Kevin Gates.
Oh, fuck. I love Kevin Gates.
But I also feel like that dude puts out way too much music to the point where it's like all kind of sounds the same to me.
Yeah,
it's like focus on the hooks. Like 2 Phones was stuck in everyone's head for a whole year.
Oh yeah.
Do those. Focus on that. You know what I mean?
But I also think when he puts out his mixtapes, he doesn't like really focus on hooks like that.
Yeah.
Like his mixtapes are just like him rapping.
Have you heard that song that he did with Juicy J?
Yeah.
Let me see your bankroll.
And also when he raps, I believe what he says. I don't know if he's like, I should fucking look into it to see like, oh, is he a real guy or is he not? But when he raps, I believe him. I don't know why. Like there's just certain people when they say shit, I fucking believe him.
Yeah.
He's one and T.I. was always one.
Yeah.
T.I. was always a guy that like, no matter what the fuck he was saying, I was kind of like, I believe him. I feel like he's like a low key, like, he still has like serious pull in the hood type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Jeezy, but Jeezy's like 5'3". No, I'm serious.
I learned just like a couple months ago. I always like in my mind, Schoolboy Q was always like a big dude.
Yeah,
he's like 5'4" or 5'5".
Isn't that fucking crazy?
So
like
weird.
It's crazy the way you see people on TV. And like you just assume they're, I don't know. And personas matter. Like if they have a large persona,
especially like Schoolboy Q is like the thug from the Black Hippie family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's the crippin' fucking hard.
Yeah.
And that's his whole persona. And then he's just like a little guy.
Yeah.
So funny.
What you ever get curious about some of these people who blow up online and like you remember like the Cash Me Outside girl?
Yeah.
Okay. She's got a rap career now?
Oh yeah.
Bad Baby.
Bad Baby.
And then there's dude.
Isn't it like BHAD? Like bad?
Yeah. Bahad baby. Yeah. I get so curious about these people, but because of all the fucking random YouTubes I follow, like whether it's like Adam22 or like the No Jumper stuff, or DJ Academics, or any of these like Vlad TV, like all these hip hop YouTubes I follow, I stay up to date on people that I honestly don't give a fuck about. But like I have so much useless knowledge about people and what the fuck they're doing. Are you familiar with that online persona, Whoa Vicky?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's a white girl who, I don't really know her story. I mean, I think she like grew up hood or something. And like she is, if I had to pick one person to be the poster child for like cultural appropriation, I feel like it's her. Well, her and that Bad Baby girl got in a fight. Twice. I think this is like the second fight they got in. And like every one of the YouTubes I follow is talking about it right now. And I just do not give a fuck.
Oh man, that made me think of something, but cultural appropriation made me think of something. So went to the show last night and it was a Halloween-ish show. So there was a costume contest. So I would say maybe.
What is today? Today's like the third. Or yesterday was
today's the third.
So it was the second.
Yeah.
Right.
and which is fine. A lot of people do Halloween shows the weekend around Halloween. It's fine. And there was actually like a whole pack of people who were dressed as Bud Light. They were all like wearing all blue and like blue wigs, and they had like
crispy boys.
But there was also a guy who went all out Slash, and it was perfect. It was a great costume. But the first band that played last night, they were called Suffering Praying Hands, and local band. Tom Butler plays guitar. He's like one of the main DJs on CD 101. And it's kind of like a dark, folky, kind of like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, but a little old timey. Like they had mandolins and banjo and stuff like that. And they were, since it was a Halloween show, they were all dressed like Amish or Mennonites. They had the flat hats and the girl in the band, she had like like one of those bonnets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was sitting outside. My friend was smoking, and we're sitting outside talking. And she's this girl, the Amish outfit. She said she overheard somebody talking shit about them, like it's a culture, not a costume. They were dressed as Amish people, and people were like ready to cancel them for it. And I like,
you mean pause them?
Are you fucking pause? Pause culture.
Yeah,
that makes way more sense.
But I said that last time. I said there needs to be a new term, because a lot of people I hear are canceled, and then they just fucking skate by and everything's fine. It was just like they glazed over, and like, did they really get canceled, or did they get paused?
But because you dressed Amish, come on.
Yeah.
I'd
be like, this isn't Amish. I'm from the Handmaid's Tale.
Oh my God.
Handmaid's Tale. What's it?
Yeah, Handmaid's Tale.
They got bonnets on and that shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of canceled, fucking my favorite brewery in the world, Founders Brewing, has been canceled.
You talked about it last time.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, that's actually, I think this was all part of the same.
I forget what I talk about.
Yeah, because they're not doing themselves any fucking favors, right?
Yeah.
They didn't handle it very well in the press. Yeah. All right, so trivial things that bother us?
Sure.
Yeah,
we're at a good time.
Yeah. So mine is my wife. but let me explain, because she'll listen to this too. Mine is her optimism for how long it takes her to do anything.
Oh.
Yeah. So we are trying to get ready to go to that beer mile thing today. Go, you have a question?
Nope. Go on.
We're trying to get ready to go to that beer mile thing today. I get up with the kid. I said, hey, knowing that she had to run and chug 4 beers, I said, hey, do you want to sleep in a little bit? She said 15, 20 minutes. I said, okay, cool. I go downstairs, about that 20-minute mark, I make coffee. 25 or 30 minutes, I go upstairs, I wake her up. We have to leave the house. Her like running time was like, at the time we thought 10:30. So we checked the time that it took to get there, allowing for a little bit of buffer, and the fact that I wanted to get coffee on the way, knowing that I'd be standing outside in the cold. I was like, all right, we got to leave here by 9:40. The reason I told her 9:40 is because I was certain she wasn't going to let us get out of the house till 9:50 or more. About 9:30, she goes, I have 15 minutes to get ready. 15, positive. I said, so 9:45, you're ready. I can have 5 to 10 minutes to get ready, and then we can leave. She says yes. So 25 minutes into her 15 minutes, I realized it was not going well. And she's always got an excuse. There's always a fucking excuse. Oh, but this happened. I'm like, this is literally what happens every time. Every single time something unexpected happens. How about we build some fucking buffer time in for the unexpected, and you stop being so optimistic that we are going to leave at 15 minutes because it takes you 14 minutes and 57 seconds to get ready. We need more than 3 seconds buffer. So my trivial thing is her fucking optimism for thinking that she can get ready in the exact amount of time she thinks she needs to get ready, when undoubtedly something is going to happen, and then we're going to be late. You know who gets fucked every time? Me. It's me. It's like, damn, we have 30 minutes to get ready. I get 15, you get 15. What happens is she gets 27 and I get 3, and then I get yelled at because I'm not ready to go. And I'm like, bitch, if you'd have just fucking, backed it up and let me get my 15 minutes, like, I'd be good. But here I am spending 3 minutes brushing my teeth and not doing any of the other things I wanted to do to get ready, just so that we can skate by and kind of get there on time. To top it off, her shit wasn't even till 11:30. So we stressed out, got in this argument about leaving on time, only to figure out that she didn't even have the right fucking time. And we actually showed up to the place 40 minutes early, sat in the car. So that's my trivial thing.
We had a friend once that if we had to do anything, we always told her that the time it was like an hour earlier than it was supposed to.
I've done that several times with her.
My trivial thing is also immediate family. And it's not one person, but it is all 3 of my children, and it is, hey, daddy.
Does that set you up and you just know what's coming?
It's just it and you don't have to deal with this yet, because I don't know, is Eloise walking around and saying, hey, daddy?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. But it's just, this makes me sound like an asshole, but like, it just grinds on me. I mean, it's just like, I'll sit down on the couch and I'll have done a bunch of shit, do the dishes, take out the trash, sit down and it's like, hey, daddy? Hey, daddy? Or I'm in the middle of something and it's like, I'm watching something. Hey, daddy? And then then one of them tells me some fact that I don't give a shit about. You know what I mean?
Oh, I feel you.
And it has nothing to do with my love and care for my children. It has everything to do with selfishness and feeling like, let me just breathe for 2 minutes. I just feel like in my house, from the moment I wake up to the moment my kids go to bed, like the words, hey, daddy, get said once every 35 seconds. It just feels that's the way it is. And then on top of that, you have, hey, daddy, hey, daddy, hey, daddy, hey, daddy, hey, babe. It's just another one in there. Not as often, but it's those words. It's triggering to me.
Yep. No, I feel you.
I'm kidding about triggering, by the way.
She being Eloise, picks. Sometimes she only wants me to do things. And then
that's the thing that drives me crazy too.
She only wants me to do something. She'll be like, daddy, daddy, daddy. And I'm like, hey, go to mama. And she's like, no. And she pushes her away. And then other times it's the same thing. Mama. And I go, hey, you want me to hold you? And she's like, no. So she picks.
I'll quickly go. Another related thing, trivial thing is, like, for instance, if I'm downstairs playing music, a good chunk of the time I'm recording things, you know what I mean? So it really drives me crazy being interrupted while I'm recording something. But if I'm like playing guitar and recording things or writing things and I'm playing, and all of a sudden somebody comes down and like goes, Miles is blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I am not the only parent in this house. Your mom is sitting in the living room. She's watching The Office. She's not actually like trying to record something, or whatever. Yeah. Or, it's like, why am I the one? You've
established yourself as the authoritative figure.
I guess so. Or the same thing, like on a Saturday or Sunday morning, if somebody gets woken up, not Saturdays, even if it's 3 a.m, if someone gets woken up because a kid puked or because of whatever it is, it's always me. I'm always the one. And I'm just like, why is it me? I don't know when I set this precedent.
I will say on that note, my wife does a good job of balancing that. Like, typically it's me who gets the kid first, because Eloise, having an ear infection shit, she's been waking up a lot in the middle of the night. So I will say that out of the past 2 weeks, she's probably woken up 8 to 10 times. And like, one of us has to go in there. I usually offer to be the first one, or I'm usually up. And sometimes I'm up.
And that's the thing, is I'm just bitching because I understand I'm the one who set the precedent. My wife does enough as a mom, so middle of the night shit I'll take care of.
Right.
Breaking up fights, I'll take care of it. But like because of that stuff, it just sets a precedent, and now I am the only one who. And maybe this is just a dad thing. Maybe it's just something that I'm coming to terms with as someone who's 36 years old, that this is just how dads are. This is why dads are always considered like the bad guy, or the bad cop. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, we go back and forth on good cop, bad cop. Like we split that role. Sometimes she takes a stance on things that I'm like,
no, that's true.
I'm like, back the fuck up. That's a bullshit little thing. Like, who cares about that? And she's like, I care about that. And I'm like, fair enough. Like, I gotta stop saying who cares about that, because obviously she does.
Yeah, it does suck though when you have those moments where like your kid is like does something and then your wife says reacts in a certain way and they're like, well, daddy already told me blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and that sucks.
I shut that shit down though.
So
I don't do that. I don't do that whole like if you got one answer from one parent, that's the answer you go with. Don't you dare come for a different answer.
But I do get that classic dad shit a lot of times where like one of the kids will come and ask me something and I'll be like, I don't know, ask mom. Like, yeah. I already did and she told me to ask you. Yeah. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do I gotta be the one making the decision?
Why don't you come to me first next time, damn it? Yeah. All right, cool. Well, with that, let's wrap it up. Episode 30 is in the books. I think I need to figure out a way to change the screen on YouTube. I changed it around episode 10. And now we're at 30. I feel like I need to change it again. I might have to lean on you to
let me know if you want
design something. I'll let you know, but then you won't do it.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
That's it. Episode 30 is in the books.
We need a new theme song too then, maybe.
We do, but first of all, I started doing one. I did like this like punk rock one. And I felt like I couldn't record it well enough, so Jacob Mooney was going to record it for me. And then I couldn't make it there to do it. You want to get together and do this shit?
Yeah, let's do it.
I got some other shit I want to record, some B-roll shit, some stuff that's just for like Instagram TV and YouTube. So let's get together soon and do something outside of this podcast. Cool?
Episode 30 is over.
All right, see ya. Bye.